morning, students. Hope you all are well. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is permutation and combination, where we will be using one new term, that is factorial. And the definition of this factorial is given as the continued product of first n natural numbers is called the n factorial, and it is denoted by the symbol as it is shown in the screen. So, what is the meaning of this factorial? The continued product of first n natural numbers. Like, for example, if I say 4 factorial, then it will be the product of the natural numbers starting from 1 up to 4. That is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. Like that, if I say 10 factorial, so the value will be the product of the first 10 natural numbers starting from 1, and then we go on multiplying the natural numbers and up to 10. Thus, the factorial is defined for the natural numbers only. That means it has been started from 1 and all the positive integers up to the infinity it will go. So, there is no concept of the factorial for the proper fractions or improper fractions or negative integers. But as the chapter proceeds to the middle, we will be having a requirement of 0 factorial. So, the value of this 0 factorial is predefined as 1. Now, let's see a deduction that n factorial is equals to n into n minus 1 factorial. The deduction is very simple, as the definition of n factorial says the product of first n natural numbers. So, from there we separate our n and rest other n minus 1 products. The products of n minus 1 numbers will form n minus 1 factorial according to the definition of factorial. So, it will be written as, it can be written as n into n minus 1 factorial. So, here is solve some worksheet for the well understand of the concept of this factorial. Now, let's discuss the fundamental principles of counting. The principles of counting in the sense we will discuss two things. First one is the multiplication and the second one is the addition. So, in the principle of multiplication, the principle says if there are two jobs such that one of them can be completed in m ways, and for that each of m ways, if the second job can be completed in n different ways, then the two jobs in succession can be completed in many ways. And the principle of addition says if there are two jobs such that they can be performed independently in m many ways and n many ways respectively, then either of the two jobs can be performed in m plus n ways. So, let's understand this concept with suitable example. Let's take the example that a teacher want to make a monitor in the class where the class contains 10 boys and 8 girls, and if the teacher want to make one boy and one girl as the class monitor, so what we have to do? We have to use the principle of multiplication, that one boy will be selected from 10 boys and one girl will be selected from 8 girls. So, one boy can be selected out of 10 boys in 10 many ways. Any of the boys can be selected, and one girl among the 8 girls will be selected in 8 many ways. So, total ways of selecting that two students is 10 into 8, that is 80. Because if I select only one boy, then the task has not been finished. I have to select the girl also for the monitor. So, for that 10 independent way of selecting a boy, then another 8 independent way will be there for each of that 10 ways for selecting a girl. So, 10 into 8, that is 80 number of ways will be there. Now, if I ask the same question in the way that only one monitor will be selected out of that 10 boys and 8 girls, So how it can be calculated? That monitor can be selected from the boys, so 10 many ways are there, and that monitor can be selected from the girls as well, so 8 many ways are there, but only one monitor will be selected, so 10 many ways are there for selecting a boys and 8 many ways are there for selecting a girl. So number of total ways of selecting a monitor is equals to 10 plus 8, that is 18. This is the difference between the two principle of counting. Let's discuss the first exercise sum from the NCERT exercise 7.1. How many 3-digit numbers can be formed from the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, assuming that 1. Repetition of the digits is allowed, and 2. Repetition of the digits is not allowed. So what we will do, let's take 3 chairs are given there for the digits, 3 digits. First chair is representing the units place, middle chair is representing the tens place, and the leftmost chair is representing the hundreds place. So the digits for the 3-digit number can be put there on the chairs. So the units place chair can be filled up in 5 different ways because 5 numbers are there. So for the units place digit, the possible ways of choosing the digit is 5, and if the repetition is allowed, then for the middle chair, that is the tens place digit, there is also 5 ways, because if I select any one digit in the units place, that digit also can be selected for the tens place. So all the 5 numbers are available there for the tens, for selecting the tens place digit. Similarly, when the repetition is allowed, then the hundreds place also be selected in 5 different many ways, because all the 5 digits will be available for selecting the hundreds place also. So in how many ways that 3-digit number can be selected? Then 5 into 5 into 5, that is 125 will be the answer. So there are 125 numbers of 3-digit can be formed. Now in case the repetition is not allowed, then what will happen? We will be selecting the units place digit in 5 different ways, because 5 digits, all 5 digits are available, will be available there for selecting units place digit. And for selecting the tens place digit, the middle chair, there will be 4 options, because one number will be selected already in the units place digit and the repetition is not allowed. So 4 options will be available for the tens place digit, and for the hundreds place digit there will be 3 options available, because already 2 numbers will be occupied by the units place and tens place. So total number of 3-digit numbers can be formed in that way is 5 into 4 into 3, that is 60. Now you do all the sums in exercise 7.1 and let me know if there is any problem.